John Morgan, what do you got?
Anyway, a couple of interesting ones tonight. I guess we'll just kind of go down the list. I guess Clay Carpenter first. It seemed like you were maybe a little hesitant in doing that one, or were you sold?
I was hesitant in what?
In giving him a contract?
Who?
Clay Carpenter, initially? Were you sold on him 100%?
No, I was sold. He had a tough fight. That guy fought a tough fight. And he had a real tough opponent who I felt was bigger than him. He's been knocking guys out left and right. First time he really faced some adversity, his face was all busted up, his eye was closing. No, I liked what I saw. And I loved how he said, she said, do you kind of like the fact that you went extra? And he's like, no, I like finishing him in the first round. I didn't like this at all. He's a talented kid. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, incredibly entertaining fight. With Eric Silva, you said you didn't like something. I'm assuming you just didn't like the matchmaking there?
100%.
So I guess talk to me how you.
I literally just saw the kid in the back there, and it's Eric Silva was way bigger than him, man. I mean, am I the only one that noticed that? I fucking, as soon as he took him down, I'm like, this dude's never getting back up. He's not. Yeah. We usually don't do that.
So, I mean, is it difficult for you to evaluate? Because obviously it was an incredible performance, even if it was maybe not the greatest matchmaking. That was pretty dominant.
Well,
listen, tough for you to evaluate?
If you got a guy, listen, he's a 2-to-1 favorite. Eric Silva was a 2-to-1 favorite, and this is my opinion. In my opinion, this guy shouldn't have been fighting in that weight class, in my opinion. And Eric Silva went out and did exactly what you do to a guy that you're a 2-to-1 favorite over and that you're bigger than. And he did it in spectacular fashion. So I can't blame him. He did exactly what he's supposed to do and looked damn good doing it.
Jamal Pogues, I guess, what convinced you that yes, because as you said, it wasn't the greatest performance, but,
He took the fight on short notice. Beat a tough guy in his first fight, right, when he came in here. I didn't pick him. Then he takes this fight on short notice. Looked damn good in the first round. The kid's fast and, I thought it was only fair. This kid came here twice and fought a kid that was 10-1. And let's give him a full camp and let's see what this kid can do. Let's give him an opportunity. I mean, that's what this show's about. Show's about opportunities. He stepped up. He took the shot again and he won the fight. So took the fight on short notice. I'm going to give him a chance.
Did you get a chance to catch his post-fight speech?
No, I was in the back. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I missed it.
Like a world record for F-bombs in there, but.
Oh, really?
Might have to talk with them about that on ESPN.
Yeah, I missed that one.
All right, then we got to talk about Bo Nichols, right? I mean, he's the guy that everybody was here to see this week. He comes in, he's dominant. And I think a lot of us thought, the kid's pedigree, we know what it is. Why don't you just put him in the U.S.? I know he's 2-0.
Yeah.
But what more does one fight do for him?
Well, he's 1-0, 2-0 now. Fought a kid that was 3-0. Made it look really easy. Let's give him one more fight and let's test him. Gets past that with flying colors. We bring him in and we give him a fight in the UFC. I think only one guy's ever come in like 1-0 and did anything. I think it was Brock. To be honest with you, I don't remember, but Brock was something like that. He's a stud. Let's give. We still got how many weeks of this? We got 8 weeks left of the contender, 9 weeks left of the contender. Let's give him another contender fight.
So I know you said that you like to come in here and not know anything about the guys, right? You don't want to watch any tape. There's no way you hadn't heard his name before tonight, right?
I'd heard of him, but I'd never seen anything on him. Yeah, tonight was the first night I've ever seen him.
That's crazy. So I guess the argument would be like, if he didn't even have it, would you say he didn't have a chance? Because what more could he have done to impress you? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
why is he here if he doesn't have a chance?
Well, if he wasn't who he is and he wasn't a 3,000-1 favorite, I would never sign him at 1-0. I wouldn't do it.
Last thing I wanted to ask you about, you had a unique situation this week in that a sixth contract was awarded after the fact.
What happened?
Another contract was awarded last week.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about how that decision was made to do that. How did that all come about?
So Mick, we had a matchmaking call, and Mick found out that this guy had like appendicitis during the fight, which is, you ask any doctor, it's one of the most painful things you can go through. And Mick was like, this guy fought that type of a war with appendicitis. He deserves to, and Mick was lobbying hard for him to be, to sign him into the UFC. Mick wanted it that bad, then we're in. Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to ask, since we didn't get you on Saturday, I wanted to ask you what you thought about Jamal Hill and just kind of where he stands. And have you had any conversations in the matchmaker meeting about where to do next to him? Because he looks like he's right up there at the top of the division.
About who?
Jamal Hill.
Yeah. I mean, last week's card was incredible. Last weekend, incredible card. You know, obviously that is a massive win for that guy, and not just the win, but the way that he did it. And yeah, we love him. Yeah.
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
I wanted to ask about last week's card, the Ultimate Fighter 30 wrapped up. I just wanted your thoughts on Juliana Miller and Muhammad Usman.
Yeah. The fight was sucking right up until that knockout. It was not the best fight you're ever going to see in your life. But boy, did he turn that around. It's one of the it went from going, oh my God, this fight is terrible, to God damn, that's one of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen. So yeah, congratulations. He looked good. Yeah, what was the other question?
And just Juliana Miller, the other.
Yeah, listen, I thought she fought. I thought she fought a great fight. She was aggressive, and yeah, I wasn't unhappy with her performance.
Just the Ultimate Fighter Season 30 as a whole, what were your thoughts on just the season?
Not my favorite season, but we got through another one, and the finale was good, and the card was good. I'm curious to see how it's fascinating, because when you do these, I call it the ultimate format type shows, the best always rise to the top. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys something crazy that I guarantee you don't know. But, you know, if you look at how many people have come off the show and become world champions, come back and coached, pound for pound greats, you know, some of the biggest legends in the history of the thing. You remember my show, The Ultimate Surfer? Fucking guy that won it won the U.S. Open of surfing today. And you know what they said? They didn't say he won. They said he curb stomped the competition. Fucking Ultimate Surfer, fucking guy won the U.S. Open of surfing. It's fascinating. So the format is phenomenal. It works.
Pretty sure that it'll continue next year?
The Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And then finally for me, this weekend, you got Marlon Vera versus Dominic Cruz. Would you say the winner of this fight is in the title?
I don't know. I mean, we got to talk to me Saturday night. Let's see how the fight goes. See how whoever looks. I mean, Vera is obviously one of the best in the division. We'll see how this thing plays out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Dana.
Hey.
I'm wondering if there was anything that Bo could have done tonight that could have gotten in the contract.
I mean, I don't know what else he could have done to look any better. He looked incredible. The only reason I didn't sign him tonight is because he's 2-0 now. And we got like I said to John, we got 8 more weeks of this. Why not have him fight here again? You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Why bring a guy on then that you know you aren't going to sign? Because obviously,
well, I didn't know I wasn't going to sign him. I don't know anything about these guys till I come in here. Obviously, the matchmakers decide who they like, these unsigned guys that they want to bring in, and then after I see them, and I decide whether they come in or they don't. So they brought him in. They obviously think he's ready. He looks ready. But why not give him one more fight? And it's not the first time I've ever done that either.
Was there any pushback on that?
Is there any what?
Was there any pushback on that? I know you talked about in the back. You guys have argued.
They don't really push back a lot when I, especially on this show, when I say we're going to do something. But if there was hardcore pushback, and they wanted it that bad, and they believed that strongly about it, I would probably do it. Just like the appendicitis thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dana, if Bo had the right dance partner and was tested more and still had the finish, do you think it would have?
If who did?
If Bo Nichols had the right dance partner and was tested.
Well, listen, man. I mean, he fought a kid that's 3-0 with 2 knockouts and 1 decision, and he made it look really easy. The kid is super talented, you know. I can tell that most of you are very bummed out that I did not sign him tonight, but relax, he will fight again on the Contender and more than likely get signed. There's not too much more that kid could have done tonight. He looked fucking incredible.
Quinlan, who tested positive for the minuscule amount of the M3 metabolite, Jeff Novitzky said that there was a possibility he could fight outside of the state of Nevada.
Who did? Who's this we're talking about?
Jeff Novitzky. Oh, Quinlan, who
yeah.
tested positive last
I don't know. Novitzky, I'd ask Novitzky that one. I don't deal with that bullshit anymore, thank God.
But he mentioned that even though Nevada won't let him fight until they deal with it, he could fight outside, so that the possibility of him fighting this weekend, there was a possibility of Quinlan being on the card.
Yeah. I did hear, but I do know about this, don't I? Yes, I do know about this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I do know about this now that you say it. Yeah. A lot of bullshit goes on every week, and I forget, but now that you say that, I remember this, and
Is it still a possibility?
I don't know. I don't know right here, right now, off the top of my head.
How was the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert?
I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, they played a lot of the new stuff, not a lot of old stuff, a lot of sound problems. Yeah.
Do you think the football stadium's a little too big for?
I do think that too. I felt too big for that one. I think that because I saw Billy Joel there, and Billy Joel's setup was bigger, but obviously the Peppers had way more people there than Billy Joel did. That place was packed to the rafters, man. It was insane. But I've seen the Peppers like 20 times, so I've seen some pretty badass shows, and I felt like they kind of, for selling 46,000 seats, they should have really ripped that fucking place apart on Saturday night, and I don't feel like they did.
Interesting. Another one of your friends, Donald Trump, just had his place raided. I was wondering if you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah, it's madness, man. The whole world is crazy right now. I don't know what to think, and I don't know enough about it, and I haven't talked to him. I've only seen bits and pieces on the news, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'll probably call him in the next couple days. I didn't want to call him, like, I'm sure he's, got better fucking things to do than for me to call and say, hey, what's going on over there? But I will talk to him in the next couple days.
Some people have mentioned that we now live in a post-constitutional America or a banana republic.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to think about any of that stuff. Again, because I don't know enough about it. But yeah, I can think of about, without getting political right now and getting into all this fucking bullshit, but there's 10 other people's houses that probably should have been raided before his that haven't happened. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Thanks, Dana.
Thanks, buddy.
Dana, just another friend of yours that praised you, and I hadn't quite heard the story, and I didn't know if you felt like elaborating. Mike Tyson gave you praise for respecting him as a friend and honoring him in something that was going on between him and Hulu. Can you clarify what that was more about and what was going on there?
So we did a deal, or we're about to do a deal. We're on the verge of a deal with Hulu to promote this Mike Tyson unauthorized biography or whatever it is. And Craig Borsari, my head of production, came to me and said, hey, I'm hearing that Tyson isn't happy about this thing. So I called Mike and I said, we're in a deal with these guys. We have a verbal to do this deal with them. And he said, Dana, they're fucking me. And that's all I had to hear. I said, I'm out then I'll squash this deal. So I killed the deal, and I told him that it was over and that I killed it, and we won't be promoting that show for Hulu, and and then he did what he did.
Thank you for clarifying.
Good? Thanks for coming, guys.